Hey there, I'm Dan from Just Records, and this is Mixdown Mondays. Let's get started here. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about automation. Automation is a very powerful tool in mixing. It basically is the digital version of the analog version of riding the faders or turning knobs. And why this is so powerful is because you can automate plugins, you can automate volume, you can automate panning, you can automate pretty much everything in the mix. Now, the really cool thing about that is, specifically today, we're going to talk about automation in volume. Volume is always going to need some sort of change. We try to increase or decrease track volume with compression. You can EQ it. It adds extra decibels sometimes when you throw on a certain EQ. Compression will either make the quiet sounds loud and the loud sounds quieter, but all of it does come down to volume or output. And with automation, we can also control that. A key to a professional sounding vocal track comes down to about four things. You have EQ, compression, automation, and de-essing or sibilance. And it's important to do all of those things because that's how you're going to get your vocal track to really stand out. What we're going to do today is we're just going to look at a song that I'm working on currently, and I'm going to show you how to automate it and some things that I've learned about doing it right so you don't mess up, and a couple of ways to do it. You can do it in real time, or you can do it just a little fine-tuning yourself, but I find it a lot easier to do it in real time and then go back and kind of fine-tune it versus the other way I'll show you. So I'm going to show you two ways to automate. Let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to automate the vocals here. And just make this larger so that it can be seen. And we're going to go into volume. Now, there's two ways that you can automate vocals. One way is with your cursor here. You can zoom in on the track, and here's the vocals. Lips never go still. And this right here is what I want to automate down. Now, two ways I can do it. One way is to highlight it, and you can see the cursor will change form, and you can lower it just like that. Now, lips never go still. Now that's extreme. I don't really want it to be that much, but that's just an example. And you can see it here. The automation reflects in the window as well. So when I lower it here, you can watch it change in real time. Lips never go still. Lowered and raised. Now that's one way to do it. Obviously that's an extreme. I don't really want it to be that extreme. But the other way to do it is in Pro Tools. And this is important. You can go to Automation. It's in your window, Automation, and this little guy pops up. Now, this is a very important thing to remember. I don't know if all DAWs have this. They should have a version of this, but basically when all of these here are highlighted, that means it's going to automate all of those things. Now, I do not want it to automate everything because then I can't change anything when I want to. It's going to be changed already for me. I only want to change volume. Now, here's what's really cool. Inside the DAW, I can change this from read to latch. You can also do touch or write, but I like latch because latch is basically whenever I stop using it, it's going to go back to where I originally had it. Meaning that when I automate it down and stop all automation, it's going to return to the original volume level. Now here's how you can automate in real time. I recommend that you don't automate based off of visual. Do it out of listening. So when you listen to the audio, you can hear
her lips never go still.
I just want to lower that just a little bit, so I'm going to automate that here.
Her lips never go still.
See how I ducked it down? And then you can see where I ducked it here.
Her lips never go still.
Versus
never go still.
So that automation might suit this track better. I don't know if I still need to have it be that extreme. That's going to be up to taste and how we hear it, but that is the quick way to automate. And again, do it by listening.
Her lips never go still. Bring my hands to life, cracked and pale. With her by my side, she's not to feel. But my love grew today.
Now you see I went up a little bit down here because in the same fashion that I want to kind of lower some of the bigger performances here, I also want to make sure we capture all the quieter ones. So that way it sounds more even, sounds more pronounced. And that is a great way to successfully automate a track. And there you have it. That's 2 ways to automate. You can automate vocals, guitar, drums, anything. You can do it all in that fashion. I didn't want to spend an entire length of time on it, just a real quick video on how to quickly automate something. I do hope that that has been helpful, and I appreciate you watching. If you like, please subscribe and interact with me. Comment on some of the videos, check out, ask questions. If you ask some questions, I might be able to make a video on how to do that thing. And as always, I appreciate you watching. Check you out next time on Mixdown Mondays.